Hi there, it's Carrie here at Barefoot Consultants, and in this newsletter edition's feature article, I looked at three ways that you can live free and teach English abroad. You'll be able to read that if you just go to the feature article section, but I talked about room and board included in a teaching contract, homestay programs, and language exchanges. One of the things I didn't do, other than with the language exchange, was to give you any of these programs or where to find them. And so I thought it might be nice for those of you who are interested to help you understand how to do a little internet sleuthing to find where the opportunities are within each of these three categories. I have chosen Google as my browser here to show you how to come up with some of the best programs that are still around, because one of the things that has changed a lot, these type of programs have changed a lot since COVID, obviously. And so knowing how to do a really good Google search and save yourself time or save yourself going down, a rabbit hole of information that might be outdated is really important. I'm all about saving you time here. And so here's what I recommend. If you don't know yet, you can use quotes around certain search terms to tell Google or pretty much any browser that you prefer to look for these two words in succession, right? And you might see something. I actually spelled homestay with two words, not one, because I wanted to also make a point. So here I have one one search that is teach English homestay, and you can see that I got 36,000 results by taking this tactic. Now I did another one. Here is teach English homestay with homestay together in one, and I have dramatically less results, but different results in some cases. So keep in mind that sometimes it's worth doing something like this, using a word like homestay as two words or one word to see what the results are. Now, another thing I mentioned is that post-COVID, things are very different. So you see the first thing on the list here is from December 2019. Well, December 2019 was before COVID happened. So I would not put a lot of stock in, while this, I'm not trying to disparage at all this platform, this website, and what they have to offer, but because this has not been updated, I would read this information, but maybe not assume that the certain things that they're talking about in here are still around. So here's something that we can do. I'm going to go back to my Teach English Homestay results, and I'm going to go to the tools. See the tools right here? Now, tools, I can tell Google when I want this information to have been posted on or updated on the internet. And I'm just going to go ahead and go with the last year. The past year, now I have dramatically less results, but the results that I have are ones that see June 2022. This was just posted within the last few months. So this certainly is going to have more relevant information. Here was one posted on February 24th, 2022. So even though what appears to be a lot less to look through, this is telling me that within the last year, these programs were still happening. People were still posting about them. They were updating the information about them. This is where I would want to start my search for a homestay type of program. And as we scroll down through here, you can see here's one in Nepal. I see Costa Rica, Brazil, Bali, China. You can Go beyond page one. Oh my gosh, there's more than one page in Google. Um, yes, look, Tanzania. So this is already, you can see there's Latin America, there's places in Asia, Africa, and European Partner Finder Forum. So this is the way to get very quickly to what it is you are looking for. Okay, we're not going to dive into these. Now you know how to do this yourself. As I go to my English home, teach English homestay with just one word, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, it looks like I already did put in the past year. So if I change this to any time, I get 81,000 results. So there were actually more results with homestay as one word, as it should be, but again, dramatically less as I say the past year. Now, if you really, really wanted to drill down, if you this was urgent for you, you could change this to the past month, and I bet you would find a lot less. So 163 only here. But this means that somebody has written an article or some valuable resource for you, even one that was just 7 days ago. Cultural Homestay International. I've never heard of it. If you have Facebook, you could check it out. All right, so now let's go on to the next one, which was teaching English, getting room and board included in your contract. So what I did here, as you can see, was I just did um, teach English, room and board in quotes like this. That tells Google, I want to see teach English exactly like this and room and board exactly like this. So 66,000 results. Again, I would encourage you to narrow this down to within the past year so that you're not wasting your time looking at outdated information. Um, where do schools provide free housing? This is kind of a catch-all. You might scroll beyond this and find places that are more targeted to a specific location. Most of these on page one tend to be affiliated with organizations that offer some kind of exchange program or TEFL training. So I would really encourage you to go past page one because a lot of the ones that are there, not to say that the information they're giving you isn't relevant, but of course, they're the reason that they are producing these articles is because they want to draw you into their site so that you can find out what else they have to offer. Fluent U is one that you've heard me talk about before. Here's one that's called worktravelstudy.org. So let's just take a look at this one because it's a .org, not a .com, to see what they have. So here's a little article on short-term volunteering. Again, midterm summer camps. This is something, if you didn't know this was a thing, you can actually, a lot of times these happen in Europe when kids are out of school. Long-term contract in Spain. So this looks like a clearinghouse for opportunity, and these are the types of articles that you might find. Now, I, of course, always want to know who's behind this, who's providing me with this information, and I want to go tracking down the source of it and making sure that I can corroborate that information on other websites. Remember, we have done quite a bit of talk here at Barefoot Consultants about scams and the like, and I want you to be aware that you can't, as you well know, can't just take anything for granted or anything at face value on the internet, that you want to find multiple sources, legitimate sources for the information provided. So the third one that we looked at was language exchange. In this case, I did language exchange, free accommodations, and hit the enter button. And only less than 2,000 results for that. The first one is from 2027. So, or 2027, 2017. See, I'm already thinking in the future and not in the past. So I'm going to change this to the past year, and I only get two results. So here's one in Puerto Vallarta here in Mexico, and another one that looks like it's AU is Australia. So this is something affiliated with maybe some kind of university, it looks like. I'm not sure where that university is located, but this is certainly an Australian site. So here is another. So one of the things, so that didn't yield us very many results, right? Language exchange, um, free accommodations. That didn't get us anywhere. So here's an alternative. The one that I mentioned in the article was Vaughan Town. So I just went and I said programs like Vaughan Town. So here's one program similar to Vaughan Town um, from 2014. Not really what I'm looking for. Um, Rich rewards at volunteering abroad as an English teacher. Travel awaits. That's from 2022. That might be more in alignment with what you're looking for. Um, but the key is to find the right search terms and using these quotes, what are called operators, Google operators, to narrow your results. But just giving you some alternatives to, if you don't find what you're looking for, keep thinking about it. Keep looking for other ways to dig deeper on the same type of topic. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. And if you are interested in these kinds of opportunities, you can read the article and then use some of these tips to help you search out the right opportunity for you.